Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have the Jameson Bow Street cask strength here on my cask. Bow Street is the original location of the Jameson distillery in Dublin, and in the former centuries, dozens of whisky distilleries were situated in Dublin. It was the capital of the whisky production of Ireland, and then Ireland had its war of independence against the British or the English, and shortly after that they left the Commonwealth of Nations, and then all the markets failed, and they from more than 6,000 distilleries all over Ireland, only a handful survived, and they joined together to build up a new distillery in the very south, in a very remote location called Midleton. And there the old Midleton distillery was built, and there was no whiskey distilling left in Dublin. Very sad time. And the old distillery building of Jameson in Dublin, established 1780. They're still there, and inside that distillery building there is the old museum of the Jameson brand. You can see all the old pot stills, wonderful to see. And this Bow Street, 18 years of age, is bottled in this museum. Very good. So there's this card box with a map of the old Dublin, where it's called the Bow Lane, not the Bow Street. And inside this there is this wooden box with a copper plate on the front, and this is covered by this sack which I removed before. And this wonderful wooden box has the writing on the back and the map on the side. And the front lid is from pure copper. It's folded here on the top so that it fixes good, and it's there's a foil on it. It's cladded with foil, so that there are no scratches on it when you buy it, and you present it to your friends. And you have to be careful not to switch it over. And then there is a stopper here on the top, which keeps the bottle in place, and it's incredible difficult to remove this. So I nearly broke my fingernails off, but finally I got it out. And here you have this wonderful big multifaceted bottle, and in the bottom there is a copper medal with Jameson on it, Jameson Distillery, Bow Street. And there you see 3 pot stills, because the Jameson contains whiskies which are distilled on 3 pot stills. So we put it in again to show this wonderful copper plate. The bottle itself is bottled in cask strength 55.3 ABV. And it's matured in ex-bourbon casks and ex-sherry, Oloroso sherry casks. And then there is a finishing period, not again in sherry casks, no, in first fill ex-bourbon casks to deliver the original Jameson character, which is more bourbon cask style than sherry cask style. But there is sherry cask in it, as they say. And this is batch number 1, 2018, so there will be more than one batch. I have no idea how the batches will taste among each other, but I think that they will be, quite equal, because the cask selection will be similar. It's wonderful to have a 18-year-old again on the market. The other 18-year-old, which has drinking strength, reduced to drinking strength, isn't always available. It's quite expensive, and this one is not cheaper. It's close to 150 euros, dollars, pounds, and it's non-chill filtered. So I have to dilute it a little bit to bring it down to 50 because 55 is a little bit too much for the direct contact with my tongue. No. More to say about this? No, I think it's available since a few months, and I hope this bottle will reach the winter season, or the next batch will appear. This is not unfamiliar with Jameson. There's the Middleton, very rare, which doesn't carry an age statement. But every year, I think they mix 50 casks, 50 of the best casks together for this Middleton, very rare, with vintage on it, the vintage of the bottling on it. And so there is a repeating series of individual bottles. So this might be the start of a new series. If you're a collector, probably you might start with this bottle and double or quadruple the price in a few years when everybody is collecting these bottles. Wonderful vanilla, top note, finishing in first fill bourbon cask. This is typically vanilla. Then there is a sweet toffee note behind, and then oakiness come through, and there's a alcoholic note in it. It's 55.3, so you have to smell the alcohol. The spiciness in the back from the oak, probably some cloves. This would fit perfectly with the winter season. But the oranges, which you typically have, you have oranges and then you make holes in the peel and put the cloves in it, and then you have this smell from the oranges and the cloves together. But the oranges are missing, just a far smell of those cloves. Very smooth. There is a sherry note on top, but not too strong. There's this nuttiness you typically find in Oloroso sherry casks. But the dark fruits from sherry, not really there. Yeah. Pah! I talked too much and forgot to dilute it down. So 55.3, first time. Ha! Hefty, but not burning too long. This is the only whiskey I have today, so it doesn't matter if I paralyze a few of my taste buds. Extreme mouth-filling, not sharp, sweetness covers my mouth completely in the inside. Nuttiness, a little bit of leather. Smooth. So the aftertaste, no bitterness at all. So there aren't many European oak casks in this mixture. And there's some oiliness in it. And this oiliness should be from the grain whiskey. This is a blended whiskey, no single malt. And this should be the grain whiskey. Normally, you have grain whiskey from refill casks, which deliver just bitterness. Here they have selected good grain casks for the mixture. And does they say something about... No, they didn't say blended whiskey. They say just Irish whiskey. It would be a pure pot still. They would have written it down. It would be a single malt. They would stated that as well. So this is a blended Irish whiskey. Yeah. And after a minute, most of the aftertaste is gone. So there's no burning, bitter staying aftertaste. So this one is for, yeah, for the novice as well as the experienced user. Now I'm going down to 48, 50. Some legs building up because the ABV is lower now. The higher the ABV, the less the legs are, because the viscosity of the mixture between alcohol and water shows a lower viscosity if we're going very high up in alcoholic content. Smoother, a little bit of fruit, vanilla, toffee, caramel, and the alcoholic sharpness is gone from the nose. Yeah. In the starter, I thought I've diluted it too far, so it's watery, but no, it was a little smooth, sweet, oily, and now the oakiness comes from the back. Very, very spicy, smooth spiciness. Yeah. So, wonderful piece of work. And I hope that the next batches, this is batch 1 as I said, 2018, the next batches will be the same as this one. It's really a good one. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, there's more to come.